This is my son Tom, and I'm Tom.
Hello.
They cannot see
And
you.
today we're gonna be making up a dish that I invented back when I was young. Imagine being a young father with 6 kids, having to feed them, and trying to come up with different ideas on what to cook and make it quick. So you'd come home, you'd make up dinner, and then you'd go from there. This is a very easy kind of put together type of meal. It usually takes only about 15-20 minutes to cook up. It involves hot dogs and refried beans. Baked beans and cheddar cheese and hot dogs and bacon. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a double batch tonight because we have these rolls. So cast iron pan, always the best thing to cook in. A lot of people don't know this, but cast iron is one of those vehicles that deliver about 85% of the iron to the population of the world. So in some places they're iron deficient. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to basically use, and this is the type of meal that you go get ingredients from the store. I've tried to make this same dish with homemade rolls, it just doesn't take. But we're going to go ahead and use Grand's. Okay. Now I've got the same dish with an Italian flair, and I got the same dish with a Mexican flair, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So what we're going to do is we place the oven on about 350. Okay. We're going to put the rolls in at 350. Now we don't want the rolls to cook all the way. Okay.
Are these?
Yeah, they're
okay?
probably done. Yeah, put them in here. All right.
Hot dogs.
Yeah.
So, being in a family, about 6 kids,
Yeah.
and about the time that my dad
Period.
started showing me how to these foods to make, was about the time he started a career change. He was an engineer for forever, and decided one night after 9/11 that he wanted to start helping people in about a different way, and decided to go into the health care field and started going to school to become a nurse. And times were really, really lean when that started happening. You know, for about a year and a half, he really didn't have a job and kind of living off of the money he made before he quit his engineering job. And so, you know, you got to stretch food when you're a kid. When you got 6 kids, you really got to stretch stuff. That's when this kind of stuff started popping up and everything.
So what we've done is we've kind of preheated the hot dogs, and we're using all beef hot dogs here. I don't like to use the chicken hot dogs, although back then in the day we did use the chicken hot dog quite a bit. Yeah. So in here, as you can see, we put the rolls in, and all we're doing is we're cooking the rolls until they're about 3/4 done, and that takes about 8 minutes or so, like that, to get that done. I've added brown sugar, salt, and pepper and 1 spritzer of mustard into the baked beans. And so the baked beans are like this. And so what we're going to do basically is we're going to put this together when we're going to take the rolls out, and I'll show you how we're going to do this. And the other day I was asking Tommy, I said, you know, what do you want me to cook you? What's your comfort food? And Tommy, to my surprise, said that this was his comfort food. Now, at one time in my life, before I actually put this together, I had entered this recipe into a contest and won it. It's very simple, very, very easy to do. Another thing that I like to do when I make this dish, I do the same dish, but I do it Mexican style. So, in the Mexican style dish, what we'll do is we'll use some taco meat. We'll use some refried beans. We'll do the rolls the same way. So what we do is we cook the rolls 3/4 of the way. We'll add beans onto them, and then we'll add taco meat and then cheese, onions, and a little bit of hot sauce, and put it in the oven. When it's done, I've taken some shredded lettuce and it's ice cold, put it in the refrigerator, and we place ice cold lettuce and tomatoes on top of it, and you have yourself a taco casserole.
Did we tell them all of the ingredients we were using for this?
Well, the
Is that
ingredient,
what it was?
yeah,
Oh, perfect.
yeah,
Okay. It's good
So-
ingredients.
yeah. It,
You can probably feed a family. It's probably less than $10, I would say.
yeah, this is one of
Definitely
those. This
less
is
than
one of those
$10.
economy meals.
Probably cheese is the most expensive thing you're going to spend on this.
Yeah.
Because cheese is always expensive. But
This is similar to making. This is a great Dutch oven dish if you're out in the wild and you got to cook with a Dutch oven. This is a great Dutch oven dish. There's other Dutch oven dishes that I like. One of the things that I did is I had a friend of mine with two of her kids there, and I said we're gonna have popcorn. And they go, how the hell we're gonna have popcorn? I took a Dutch oven. I put it over the fire, put a little bit of oil in there, and some popcorn kernels, and it pop, and it blew the lid off the top of the pan, and we sat around the campfire and having popcorn. So, Dutch ovens are very versatile. That's why I like iron cooking with iron stove. So I wanted to do both. I wanted to show you how it turns out in both the iron skillet and also the metal pan. So I think it's about time that we check on the rolls. I can smell them baking a little bit. So they're cooking. They're not quite there. You kind of want the bottom to be a little bit brown.
And iron skillet is faster, huh?
The iron skillet's going to cook a little bit faster. And like I said, it's 350. Now, one of the secrets to this meal is that you're cooking the biscuits 3/4 of the way. So when you add the baked beans, which are cold, and then you're adding the hot dogs, which are semi-cold, and you can use any kind of meat you want. You can use hamburger, you can use sausage, or you can use things. But hot dogs seems to be what bratwurst. These all seem to be but Tommy's favorite was hot dogs, so we decided to go with hot dogs. So you can also add some onions and some other things inside there. Tommy doesn't like onions, so we just stay away from there.
I've been getting better with that, but not cooked onions.
Not cooked onions?
Not a big fan of cooked onions.
No, okay. So
The what is that sub shop? Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's, yeah.
They make like these really thin cut onions. They're so good on the sandwiches.
Yeah.
So
And
I
they
like
put
that.
the olive oil. The oil.
Yeah, those
in
are
it.
good. But I've never been a fan of chopped cooked onions.
Yeah.
Just not what I like.
Yeah. So I won't torture him with any onions tonight.
So let's put more onions, Dad.
More on?
Mhm,
Okay.
More onions.
More onions. Okay.
More onions, yeah. That's Julianne, my normal sous chef, sticking it to her husband a little bit. So
It happens.
It happens.
It happens. That's marriage. It's give and take. Back and forth.
so
Wow.
Ooh, wow, they're fluffing up really nice.
they're fluffing up pretty good, but we gotta cook them a little bit, just about 5 more minutes longer. So it's a little story time here. I'm gonna give you a recipe for something I like to call chicken shit. Community guidelines.
You're fine. You're fine.
So chicken shit is a Dutch oven recipe that I cook out, and one of these nights I plan to do for you. And chicken shit is simply chicken breasts. Salt and pepper to taste.
You're good.
place them in the bottom of the Dutch oven, okay? And the Dutch oven's going to go on top of a fire, okay? And whenever you cook with a Dutch oven, you have to have so much fire underneath, and then you have to put coals on top of it. So make sure you have a shovel, something ready to help you out. So chicken shit is chicken, okay? A can of cream and mushroom soup, 1 cup of wine, and I usually like to drink the rest of the wine. It's white wine. I like to drink the rest of the white wine while I'm finished cooking, so that if I make any mistakes, I can blame them on Tommy.
Just remember to reduce the wine.
And you mix that up a little bit, and you throw in some portobello mushrooms inside of it with some onion. And then on top of all that, what you're going to do is you're going to place 1 cup of mozzarella shredded cheese and 1 cup of Swiss shredded cheese. You can also use Gouda instead of the Swiss cheese if you're not a fan.
That's a Gouda.
Yeah, it's a Gouda. It's a Gouda recipe too. Then what you do is you take a package of stuffing mix, pour it on top, drizzle some butter, and then you go ahead and put a cap on top of it, and some coals on top. You stick that chicken shit into the, what was that?
Oh, he was saying, the commenter was like, who doesn't like cooking with wine because you get to drink the rest of it?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's awesome. And then you put that onto the into the fire, and you put some coals on top of it, and you cook it until it smells done. So people don't understand that a lot of cooking and finishing cooking, it has to do with smell. So right now we're smelling the rolls. So this is about where you want the roll to be done when you're ready. So the top and the bottom starting to cook up a little bit. Top and the bottom. Now, still a little bit gooey in the middle, you know.
And if you look, you can tell the big difference between the cast iron and the regular cooking pan. This is already browned on the top and everything. That's just now starting to get firm, but it's not browning yet.
So you're gonna put that back in there for a second. And you can go put that in for a couple more seconds.
So Beans on Toast says, Gibby dads, Gibby wife. I'm here watching while wash my dishes, so I can't type.
Oh yeah, we'll airmail you some good food from down over there in New Zealand, right?
So one of my favorite things from New Zealand is lamb.
Lamb.
Yeah, I like to cook up a nice leg of lamb, or shave some lamb and make gyros out of it.
Thanks for the bits, Beans.
Thanks, Beans. Appreciate it. So anyway, we're...
Hold on. Thank you for the bits, Beans.
You're something else. You
raised me.
Yeah. We're going to make sure to put a little bit of salt in here. Like I said, I like that Himalayan salt. Even though there's going to be some salt in the thing, this is very much a savory type of dish. There's not much sweet. Although inside the beans I have put some brown sugar in. Probably about a quarter cup of brown sugar. The quarter cup of brown sugar is meant to provide things. So if anybody wants me to cook the chicken shit dish tomorrow, I might do that. But I'm going to talk to Julie and Tommy tonight to find out what they want me to cook tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm flying out Wednesdays.
Perfect. I love it.
So anyway, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Me and my son stay here.
So these ones are done. Done enough. If we do it anymore, it's gonna really.
So you look at the bottom, it starts to cook up really good, and on the top, it's nice and brown. and it's really starting to flake in the middle a little bit.
So
They're really good.
one thing though. So the type of biscuits we have here are home style biscuits right here. Grands makes a biscuit, layered biscuit.
Flaky.
That tends to do a better job.
You think
A
so?
little bit, I do.
Okay.
I think it does a little bit better job because it separates better.
Okay.
And it fluffs up just a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
And
I almost bought those.
And the thing about it also is that these can kind of seep into the cracks of the layered biscuit a little bit better, so it gets a little bit more flavor in every bite, a little bit more.
Okay.
It's my opinion though, but either one works. Crescent rolls work just as well.
Is that crescent or croissant?
Croissant.
Croissant.
No, it's crescent rolls.
Croissant rolls.
Crescent. Crescent.
Crescent.
Oh, the other
So
brand.
we're gonna say, we'll say
Croissant.
here.
Croissant.
So the other one should be just about ready to.
That's enough. I
Okay.
think it's good enough.
So-
good enough. You got some red.
So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the oven up
Come on over here.
to about 425. And the reason why we're doing that is that the biscuits themselves are pretty much done, or they're 3/4 of the way done. So we're not too concerned about the biscuits anymore. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop some beans in here. And you can hear them baking already. And then the rest of the beans are going to go into here. And again, you know, I'm a big fan of layered dishes. So we have the rolls, and then we have the beans, and then we're gonna go with some
Hot dogs.
hot dogs. These are all beef hot dogs, like I said before. I can feel my cholesterol starting already, but it's all right. Now, one of the things that I like to do, and I don't know if Jules has any garlic salt. Do you have any garlic salt?
But I have garlic powder.
Garlic powder. That'd be really good. A little bit of garlic now here goes a long way to making this just a complete type of dish. Just a little bit of garlic powder on here.
You can really smell that garlic in that garlic powder. I love
Yeah.
it. Love the smell.
And then we're going to go...
The pièce de résistance.
Well, actually, we're going to go with the cheese right now.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So you can buy so what we did is we bought blocked cheese at the store, but you can also buy just pre-shredded cheese. It doesn't matter. A good medium cheddar is a very good one to use. It's gonna look really amazing when it melts off and everything. So a good medium or a sharp. You can use a mixed cheese if you want. You want to experiment.
So now that we've turned the oven to 425 and letting it warm up a little bit, we're gonna put these in here. Now put them on the top shelf so the bottom of the biscuits don't burn too much, okay? And then they're just gonna go in here like this, and we're gonna keep it on. In about 10-15 minutes, you have a nice little dinner to go ahead and cook with. And basically what we did is we dirtied like 4 dishes, and the rest is going on. What we can make now is
Prep. Do you want to prep dessert, or you not want to do that tonight? It's up to you.
Tomorrow.
We can do the dessert tomorrow.
we can do the dessert tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna make a fudge cake tomorrow. It's one of those melted fudge cakes from the middle. Little secret. There's this great cookbook. It's called There's a great cookbook, and it's called Cooking for Two. And inside Cooking for Two, there are plenty of recipes.
Pull the chart up if you want to say.
No, plenty of recipes that actually depict different dishes made for just two people. So it's really good for example, Tommy and Jules, or myself and my friend. We tend to cook these type of meals together. Everything from chicken masala to some pasta dishes, homemade pasta, some desserts, and one of our favorite desserts is this melted chocolate cake, and we cook it in a ramekin. And tomorrow I'm going to cook enough for 3 people. I want you guys to tune in and take a look at this tomorrow. I think you guys will really enjoy it. So, story time was that when I got to tell you a story one time about me and my brother. So, one of my main dishes that I always grew up with, and this is why I invented my chicken shit dinner, was chicken. So I was always the dark meat person. I like the legs and thigh. I'm a leg and thigh man. Okay, just love legs and thighs.
Me too.
And everything else that goes along with legs and thighs. So anyway, Mom would we'd probably have chicken 4 out of 7 nights a week. Sometimes every night of the week. Mashed potatoes. Dad would always make mashed potatoes fresh, creamy, garlic mashed potatoes or not garlic mashed potatoes. And then he would always make.
It's Angie.
What'd she say?
Your dad is sexy.
So anyway, I have an admirer out there. I thank you very much. Mwah, kisses to you. And then I've lost my train of thought for some reason.
Cooking and chicken at.
So Mom would always save a piece of breast meat for herself, and sometimes, occasionally, not all of us would be eating, so there might be a piece of chicken leg or something. So my brother one night, my dear brother, the person I love in this world, he was a cop, believe it or not, went in and took the chicken breast. Okay? So the next day, Mom gets up and says, "Who took my chicken breast?" Billy, my brother, looks and says, "Tom did it." Now, my mom knows that I don't like chicken breast, that I like the legs and thighs. And he did not fess up to it, and I was in trouble for the longest time because I ate chicken breast. To this day, and my mom and dad are in their 80s, he still has not fessed up to that chicken breast incident. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts to this day. I don't know. I need to let go of it or something, whatever. But I still love my brother. He's a great guy. He was I call him my space cop brother because he used to work for NASA as a cop. So he was a space cop.
Ooh.
He was kind of like He was kind of like Harrison Ford, you know. So we got him cooking on in there right now. We can see him. We want it to start to bubble up. The beans to start to bubble up. Once the beans start to bubble up, it's done and it's ready to eat. So you got plates. You want to get some plates out for us? Mm-hmm. Plates or bowls or something. Give me one nice plate so I can put a dish out. So. I'll get the rest in a minute. Mm-hmm. So anyway, how they looking?
It's a bubbling.
Alright. So I think I'm gonna take the iron skillet one out first. So the very last thing after we've done the 425 for a while, I want to throw it on broil, right? And I want the broil to go for a couple of minutes.
Say hello, Locke.
Hello, Locke. How you doing?
There you go. They're on broil.
Alright, so we want to put it on broil for a couple of minutes here, just to get that cheese kind of a brownish look onto it. I hope that you guys are all enjoying these little videos that we're making, and they're giving you a little bit of, hey, this is another idea for dinner, or this is another idea for dinner. You know, like making baked spaghetti. One of these nights, I want to show you how to make ratatouille with let's make some ratatouille. And the normal way to use ratatouille is with eggplant. Well, I never use eggplant. I use zucchini.
Wow.
So zucchini ratatouille with little cherry tomatoes. It's one of Angela's favorite.
Locke wants to know how you're doing.
I'm doing great. So here we go.
I don't know. Hold on. All right, let's get some silence. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but just the bubbling. Look at that. Right on the cast iron skillet. We've kept this thing oiled and ready to go since we've lived in this place. I can smell it cooking on the cast iron.
So you can tell the difference how much better cast iron cooks, right?
Cast iron tends to distribute the heat better and more evenly, and so you get a better overall cook compared to other ways of cooking.
So basically what you do is you just kind of dish it up like this. And there you go.
We've got the entire layer here. We got the biscuit. We've got the hot dogs. We've got baked beans. And we got some nice medium cheddar cheese. It's going for a taste here.
I want Tommy to try this first because this is his comfort food.
Now I've eaten this, maybe once every 3 or 4 years since I've been an adult. But this is the kind of stuff that when I was a kid, this is what I would really, really love.
So Tio Choco says, OMG, it looks delicious. Now I'm hungry. Hello
Look
there.
at that. We got a bit of everything here. We got some cheese, we got some beans, we got a hot dog, and we got a nice little chunk of the biscuit.
Then, ooh.
Uh-huh. I don't know what it is. Every time when I take a bite of this, it just reminds me of my childhood. The biscuit is always like nice and sweet when all of the juice from the baked beans soaks in there. The cheese gives it a nice little sharp little tang to it. The hot dogs just give it that little meaty bit. Now we put bacon in there, which is actually a first, but it works.
I want to try a little bit too here. So you want to do a father and son bite at the same time?
Oh, the bending stuff? No.
We have to do the
bend and snap.
the bend and chow. So you got to stand up straight first.
All right.
Standing
up straight.
And then we got to bend over. Oh no!
This is where it's at, guys. Now, like we said, this is one of those economy meals. Okay. I don't know. You can probably feed a family of 4 or 5 for maybe $10 or $15 with this stuff.
Not
All
even
this stuff
that
together.
much money. I mean,
The most expensive thing's always going to be the cheese. But typically, if you buy
The block.
pre-shredded or a block of cheese, a block of cheese is probably going to be better for it. But if you don't have a cheese shredder or something, you really need shredded cheese. So buy a bag of pre-shredded, sharp or medium cheddar. But it's going to get you every time.
well, he's going to finish eating that. I just wanted to say thank you for joining us tonight. when he's done eating, I think he's gonna do a rage, or what do you call that thing?
Probably actually play some zombies maybe.
He might play some zombies afterwards while he's eating it. But
Good.
anyway, just wanted to thank you very much for showing up, and hope you enjoyed my meal that I cooked for you tonight. And tomorrow we'll be cooking another meal, and tomorrow's meal will be a little bit more fancier, and it's going to include a melted chocolate cake dessert. So.
Sweet here too.
So we're going to have some chocolate. We're going to have everything good in the world. So we'll be thinking about the recipe for tomorrow night. And I just wanted to, I love my son. I love taking care of him, and I love you all out there in the World Wide Web. So.
That's a good one.
All right. So, thank you very much.
Here.
You want some there, Ange? Want someone, Jules?
What's up, guys? So this is a very delicious meal, by the way, guys. I remember there was actually one night we lived in a town, a little small town, like 1,200 people, called Pomeroy, right? And there was this one night where we were just hanging out, and my dad was in school. I think he had just gotten what's called an LPN, which is a license to practice nursing, whatever. It's kind of like just before an RN, and he had started working at the local hospital, and I had fallen asleep and taken a nap, and when I woke up, all the power was out. So it ended up like the power in the entire town was out, right? And so they ended up calling my dad to come into work, and we didn't know where he was. We woke up and my dad was gone. We didn't know where he was. Ended up walking all the way up to the hospital to find him. He goes, "Here, go get some hot dogs. And go make some dinner." So,
Ooh, it's so good, Dad.
the comfort of this is always gonna make me want to eat it whenever I can. All right. How was it?
Excellent.
Thumbs up.
It's so good.
Victory.
It's good, Dad.
Oh. That was good.
Wow.
Really enjoyed it. And yeah, he was asking me when we were driving the other day what I wanted to eat, and that was the first thing that came to my mind. So I thought he was. I mean, I figured he wanted something, He wanted to cook me something. So, when it comes down to it, everybody has a comfort meal, and we don't even have a name for what we cook with this. Like, there's really literally no name to it. It's just a layered dish of something. So, I enjoyed it. So I'll always enjoy it. It's something that I'll always like to do, regardless of,